Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dreamer Society and Teen Fat Revolution Teen Call. Tonight, it is May 27th, so I know that it is Memorial Day weekend, and I appreciate you all being here, taking the time to hop on and hang out with me tonight. I have some great content, and social media has become a passion of mine over the last 5 years of growing my business, and social media is always evolving. And so some things you may have heard before, some things may be new, but really I just hope that you take just one thing away, and I'm going to ask at the very end what's one thing that you took away from this call, because again, social media is evolving. So what I talk about right now, we may do a call in a few months and talk about other things. So basically, I got started as a coach almost 5 years ago, and my social media looked nothing like it did then that it does now. I really had no idea what I was doing when I first got started, and I don't think many of us have really an idea. All we know is we want to share what we're doing with the world, and we want to add value, and we want to create a community online that is positive and uplifting and empowering. So how do we go about doing that in an authentic way for ourselves, but also creating good content and creating pictures that have great quality and capture the eye, because that is important in building your business, is having pictures that when people are looking on Instagram are clicking on. Because I have had people tell me that they have found me through the Explorer page, but I don't know if you've gone to the Explorer page. There's a lot of content on the Explorer page, so something about my picture made them click on it. So that's what I kind of want to get at and help you with providing tips and tools. So if you don't already, at least have a pen and paper out so you're taking notes. If you're driving, rewatch the call, because obviously I don't want you writing while you're driving. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of talking, but I'm also going to do screen sharing with you guys and sharing what I do, editing a picture, so you guys can kind of get familiar. But what I will say is just doing it, you learn and you get better. I have trial and error with editing my pictures. My picture editing style has changed because I do like a certain color when it comes to schemes. So there are things you can think about, but I want to do simple things. So one is at least posting once a day on social media, whether that is on your platform, on your page, or in a story. Now, if it's a story, I suggest posting at least like 5 stories. If you're really working your business, at least 10 a day. But again, this is up to you. So take what you want with it and do what you want with it. So something that I do is I edit pictures while I'm in bed. If I'm in bed, I'm not doing anything, and like my mind's racing, I have some pictures that I want to post about, I edit them. So this is something that Lauren actually told me in the beginning as a coach, because I was really I got anxiety when I was like, but I'm not posting right now, so I can't post later on. She's like, well, no one's going to know that you haven't, you're not doing that then. And it's like, oh, she's so right. So why am I holding myself back from posting things that I want to talk about? So don't think oh, I can't post this because I didn't do it then. So throughout the day, I'll take pictures on my phone. I may not post it to my Instagram story right then, but I take it on my phone. So later on, after maybe the kids are giving me a break, I can post it on my Instagram story. And no one is like, oh, she did that 3 hours ago. No one's monitoring my time. You know what I mean? They just want to see what I'm doing. So don't feel like because you're not doing it at that certain point, it's something you can't talk about or you can't post about. That's something that I at least had this fascination of not being able to do it. So when you're lighting, okay, so I'm right here for a reason, because I'll show you guys, but I'm in Lauren's living room and it has great light because of this window. So if you're in a house, go up to a window and take a selfie like this. Even if there's something behind you, you can use apps to kind of, fuzz out the back. I'll show you so you can make it look different, but always making sure you have good lighting, because I'll show you, if I turn this way, do you see how much worse the lighting is? But then if I turn back this way, do you see how you can see me? So just if you I have, like, maybe you don't have the best lighting in your house. Go outside. Like, find a wall in your apartment complex that could be an awesome backdrop. Like, go explore your town and find places that you could use as a backdrop where you could take a selfie or go prop up a camera. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about, is investing in like a photo shoot. So one, photo shoots are really fun because they push you outside of your comfort zone. They make you feel really good. At least for me, I feel like it's a very empowering time. And you get to help a photographer. So something I would suggest is going on like a buy nothing group, or find like a local photographer group and say, hey, I'm looking to build my online social media business. And I'm just looking to have someone take some professional pictures of me for lifestyle photos, whatever. You can even have them come to your house. If you do a lot more at your home, just have them take pictures of like you on your couch working on your computer thing, or go out, whatever you want to do. But a lot of times you could find someone that actually would charge you either really cheap or next to nothing, because they're wanting to also grow their business, and you're helping as well with building their portfolio. So finding people, because I'll be honest, this is what I've done. I haven't really paid for any of my photo shoots except for one, and it was Ashton's birthday. And I've been generously gifted photo shoots from Lauren as well. And so but I feel like that's really helped my business and my social media content. And if you can find someone, it's so worth the investment, even if it's a little bit. And then you build a relationship with that person, and you can continue to use them over and over again if you guys vibe and get along, or not. I've switched some photographers, I've used different people, kind of trial and error, just to see kind of, because people have different editing styles. Some people you feel more confident in front of a camera with than not. So just know it's a real look in any of your groups that are local to you. So I would search local groups. Let's see. I guess I can get into editing pictures. I also wanted to say, like, don't overthink your captions. So I actually have books that have really simple quotes in them. So if you have like a fireworks, I think, or like any kind of just shop that has like quote books. I mean, you could even look on Amazon. I don't have the thing with me. I wish I did. I can take a picture of it and post what I have. But then you can just find quotes in there, and you don't have to overthink it. And you can just like go on Pinterest and look up quotes that speak to you at that time, and then post it on your caption. Don't overthink these things. And like, let's see, hold on. I'm gonna, screen share really quick. Hold on, sorry guys. Oh wait, let's see. Okay, can you guys see my phone? Yes. Okay. So let's see. So what I use, this is my photo section. The main apps that I use are Snapseed, Facetune, and VSCO. So normally what I do is I'll start in Snapseed, and you open up a new photo. And because on my Instagram, I kind of like to have a more greenish tone, so Lauren just took a picture of me, so I'm just going to use this, okay? Just going to edit this one. I haven't even really looked at it. So this is a picture of me just now. And so what you're going to do is go down to so you just go to looks. All I do is looks, and my thing is I just do pop. So pop basically just makes it pop a little bit more, obviously. And you can edit it. So you can go to tools, and you can tune the image, so you can adjust the brightness if you want, or the ambiance can, make it different. So that can make it like darker if you want. Marley looks so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. So then what I do is I really don't play around with that a lot, because I really like to have a quick thing. So I've gotten this down, and I kind of have a system of this, and then I go into VSCO, and I already know my numbers for certain things. So this takes me time. Like, I don't I don't know anyone who has a social media business that doesn't take time on this. So that's why I say do things when you're in bed, or think of things. So like, once you get this down, it gets faster. And that's why I've done it, because I wanted to have a simple system, because editing pictures, honestly, with 2 kids running around is really freaking hard, and it takes a lot of time. And I've really tried to just get it down so I can just be like that. And that, again, that's why I do things kind of when they're not around as well. Okay, so I'm done with that. So I've saved it. So then I'm going to go into VSCO. And actually, Lauren and I were just talking about this. Kennedy, I need some help on this. Lauren was telling me that you said VSCO is the new thing, and so I want to learn more, because I literally have no idea. All I do is I use it for editing pictures. So you can see, like, these are pictures that I have edited in here. Like I do edit quite a few in here. So what you do is you go in here and you obviously take the last picture that I just edited. Should be right at the top. Let's see if it'll pop up. Wait, is this it? Maybe that's it. Okay. Sorry. Does anyone have questions so far? Just while it's okay. So then I personally have my thing picked out. I usually do J2. So it makes it the more greenish kind of brown. And then you can play with the exposure. So if I do that, again, this is just like how I edit my pictures. I kind of also do a fade. And honestly, this is kind of dark, so I might brighten it. But the fade makes it a little bit brighter. And then, so save that. I'm just going to do this quickly. And then say you want to do something to blur the backgrounds, like I was talking about with the selfie. So Facetune. So, okay, I want to just say something about this picture. On my house, have, it's hard, it's like ledges. So it's almost kind of like wood stacked on one another. Or I mean, whatever, paneling, right? But then there's like these little white ledges that go around the outside. I literally sat my phone up against the side of my house and took this picture and was just holding them. Like I didn't have it propped. I literally had it propped up, just trusting that my house was going to hold this. So like wherever the lighting is good, wherever you can do it, just do it. Like it doesn't have to look fancy. You don't have to have you don't have to have a stand, even though I do have one and it is something that I use, but I just didn't have it at the time, and I knew that they weren't going to last for long, so I had to just do it. So if you want to blur the background, kind of like I had done there, at the very bottom you'll see defocus. So if you go, you can either do defocus or you can do blur. So I usually do defocus, and you can just, so that way it's more capturing you or like me and the dog. So I would just kind of blur right up in here, whatever you feel like you want blurred. And then obviously like zooming in, I don't want that part blurred, so just go in and erase it. And you can kind of get in closer. Obviously you can spend as much time as you want, a little time as you want. But yeah, so like you can do that, or like the blur is, just see how it's a little bit more intense. The blur down at the bottom, I just wanted to show you guys. I just like the defocus because it's not as intense. So yeah, so that's kind of how I do mine. I will say literally the only other thing that I use on Facetune is sometimes smooth, sometimes whiten. But that's it. And then also I wanted to show you guys, so bookmarking things. So when you find people that you are inspired by, so like a few coaches, like Chelsea Pearson is someone that I look at their content, Jamie Innes. So if you find coaches that inspire you, save their content so that you can go back. So if you go up here, like if you go to the bookmarks, I actually saved Gabby's just because I want to show you guys. This is just a quick, like when your best friend's baby's room has a huge mirror and good lighting, you just got to take a selfie. How's everyone's Memorial Weekend going? So that was super short, quick, and I know she was just there. So again, you can bookmark. I bookmark like a lot of just random things, a lot of kids stuff. But like, so say You go to Chelsea Pearson. And you can just like, if you want to bookmark it, bookmark it. If you love this caption and you want to remember, and you're like, you know, you're not going to remember, because I always think I'm going to remember certain things and then I don't. It's just nice to be able to have that bookmark feature right there. I'm going to stop the share for a second because, oh, yeah, you can also copy and paste edits on VSO. So I actually don't know how to do that. So maybe you can teach me, because I've been trying to figure out how to do that. So preset filters is what I've been wanting to figure out how to do. So maybe you can show me how to do that, and then we can do a tutorial on it. Because I've been trying to figure that out on VSCO. I've saved it before, but then like when I tried to go back and use it, it didn't work.
I'll come inside really quick.
Okay. I'll go back to VSCO. Hold on. Okay. Wait, where did she go? Okay. Why is this?
Yeah, because if you're filtering with the same like JSU,
yeah, that's what I, yeah.
You can start with, I mean, sometimes I still play around with it.
Why isn't that letting me?
But then you have like a baseline to start at that's
Yeah.
similar to all your other ones. So like, let's just go here. You press the 3 little dots at the bottom, copy edits, paste edits.
Oh.
And then it's like, it'll keep all of your photos cohesive because you're just copying and pasting. And then you could adjust it and tweak it from there.
Oh, perfect. Wow, that makes life so much easier. Okay, so yeah, that's what I meant. So basically, like, also if you follow like any bloggers, like they all have preset photos because it's just quicker, saves you time. So that's what I mean, is having good lighting will allow you to be able to have similar edits because the lighting is always good. So it's going to kind of match it. But like Lauren said, you can tweak it because obviously not every picture is going to have the exact same lighting. And then, okay, let's see. Let me go back to my notes. So collabs with photographers. So like I said, like collaborating with photographers. Yeah, I know I'm at Lawrence. It's so great. I was like, I'm coming up because it's great. Also, like, just take a lot of pictures. Like you like again, you don't have to post right when it happens. So just take, like, my camera roll is just filled with pictures, especially when you start to go to events and Super Saturdays, like creating content for like Throwback Thursdays, Latergrams. I actually read a really, really good book called Capturing Your Style by Amy Song, and that's actually the book I'm going to be giving away tonight. So stay on for the post called giveaway. And that is something that helped me a lot and was really interesting to hear from someone's perspective who started out literally not knowing what to do. And it's just, I think sometimes we think that people that have a huge following or a really great social media platform started there, and it's just not true. And so it is trial and error. It is figuring out what works for you. But at the end of the day as well, it's really about content and adding value and getting people to comment, because comments is really what's helping the algorithm these days. It really isn't the likes, it's getting people to comment on your posts. So asking engaging questions. And I wanted to give you guys just one also, like how to post in 5 minutes or less. So create captions that you want to post about in your notepad. So I don't know about you, but I swear every time I'm in the shower, it's when I have my best thoughts. Like, I don't know why. And then it's like, and then I can't write them down. So like, make sure, like, if you're in the shower, like get out and write them down in your notepad so that you don't forget, or voice it to yourself. Or if you're somewhere and you can't write it down, again, voice it to yourself. And another thing is 3 short posts, 1 long post. So don't feel like you have to write a paragraph, 2 paragraphs for every single post. I would focus on 3 short, 1 long, because when you do post a long, people are going to be more attentive to being like, oh, like, what is she talking about right now? Like, I haven't really heard her talk in a while, or something like that. Again, also kind of weaving things together. So if you post something or you go on a rant about something on your Instagram stories, posting a picture just with a small caption like, shared my heart on how I felt about this on my Instagram stories. Go check it out before it disappears in 24 hours. So just things like that, that can help you stay consistent, but also like posting on both. And also when you do post a new post, making sure you're posting that you posted a new post on your Instagram stories, because not many people see your content, but if you're posting a lot on your Instagram stories, your circle will pop up and they will click on that over seeing probably your post. Repeating content. So say you had a post that did really well, save it. You can bookmark yourself. So Lauren was saying how she went down into her Instagram and was bookmarking her favorite posts that she did that got great response, and then redoing that. And I was when we were talking about this, I was saying how I learned from another coach. She does a consistent call to action, but she does it a month apart, and she uses the same transformation photo. And I learned about this because I actually kind of caught on, because I was like, I remember seeing this before. Then I watched one of her calls and she was like, this is what we do. And so it made sense to me. So kind of when you post it maybe once or twice, people are like, oh, I feel like I've seen this before, but maybe not. Because I didn't really remember. I only like caught on because I'm a coach and I'm like aware of these things, if that makes sense. But yeah, so saving your content and call to actions, bookmarking other people's captions or call to actions and tweaking them to make them your own. Go live a certain amount of times a week, whatever you want that to be. But going live will draw more attention to people, like your page, will bring in more engagement, and it can be about literally anything: doing your hair, just being outside playing with your kid for 2 minutes, talking about a haul that you did at the grocery store. So that's something that I wanted to talk about, is if you're feeling like lost. So I've been getting a lot of questions from some of my girls lately, like, I just don't know what to post. Like, I have all this stuff that I want to talk about, but like, I don't know what to post. So this is where I would say you should start. So think of 5 things that you want to add value to your followers with health and fitness. So what are those 5 things? Does it have to do with meal prep? Do you travel a lot? Are you sensitive to foods? What are like at least like 5 things, kind of get your mind going. And then also, what are 5 things you want to add value to outside of health and fitness? So like, what are you passionate about outside of health and fitness that you can relate to with your followers? And then with these, then you can start to think of your hashtags, and your mission. So then also, like, what is your social media mission statement? You know, like what, like when I'm going on social media, and I'm going to post, like, is that post aligning with the value and like the mission statement that I want to get across? And if it's not, then I'm probably not going to really post it, or I'm going to tweak it so that it goes in alignment with that. So like, kind of like, what's your vision and your avatar? And again, this is evolving. So don't feel like what your vision and your mission statement is for your Instagram is going to be the same in like 2 years, because a lot happens in 2 years in your life. You are evolving as a person. So your social media and your Instagram is naturally just going to be evolving as well. So don't feel like, I think that is something that can be hard, is we have to be uncomfortable with, or we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable when it comes to evolving, because it can be hard. We get used to one thing, we get comfortable with one thing, and then we're like, oh, I kind of just got in the groove with that. And like, and now I have to kind of switch it up. But again, everyone's different. So what, you know, because like what your avatar might want 5 years ago may not be what they want now. I'm just putting myself in there for an example. When I got started at 23, what, you know, my followers then wanted was completely different than what I have now. So like, don't think that like, you know, it truly evolves. Yeah, voicing yourself and keeping your hashtags in your notes as well. I do that too. Making sure you're switching up your hashtags though, because they will like hide you if you're continually using the same hashtag. So make sure you're switching them up every now and then. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to talk about like posing as well. This is funny. I like never really have talked about this. But I'm going to pin my video. They can hide you if you're consistently posting like the same. So if you've been using the same one for a good year, your picture probably is not showing up in those hashtags, because they think that we're bots, and they don't like, they're cracking down more on that, and they don't want that. So, okay. So when I'm like posing, I actually learned in this book that I'm going to be gifting away tonight. You actually want to be more like level with your camera. So I used to always say like, no, like go up like this. And like sometimes it still is okay. But you actually kind of want to be more down like this. And because if you're up like this, it actually makes you look shorter. And if you're down like this, it makes you look like your height. And this is just something that she mentioned, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I never thought of it, and now I do. I don't even know, like, posing wise, like, I just find I just want to find good lighting, and I do use the timer. So I use the front camera and the timer. If you have an Apple Watch, you can actually take the picture from your Apple Watch. You can like hook it up to your phone. That way it's like your clicker, or you can invest on Amazon in a clicker. But like, I'm just going to say I've built my social media like on my phone. I take pictures on my phone. I have another camera. I have a Canon. Haven't used it in like 4 years. I just think that it's totally doable if you want to make that investment for your business. I think it's great. It's a great investment, but it's not necessary. And so I want you guys to know that there's so many apps and things on here and on your phone that can help and can help you create a successful business. So really, I would just say like
definitely invest in the best phone.
Yeah. And okay. Yeah. Investing in a good phone, I would suggest an iPhone. And also it's part of your tax write-off. I personally do where I make the monthly payments, like, cause I want to get the next best phone. So that allows me to invest every single year in a new phone. So I know for me, I also have the most gigabytes because I don't want that freaking thing popping up on my screen saying I'm out of room. Okay. No, I'm not going to be out of room. Like this is literally like a traveling computer to me. But again, it's a tax write-off. I can write some of this off and it pays me back tenfold. So I honestly, it would slow me down if I had anything different, I think. And I think if you're serious about building a business online, it's so important to have a good phone. That helps. So if you don't, like, just maybe put that on like a vision board, or because I know for me, I didn't have the best when I first got started. Like I had to save up and I had to do, figure it out as I go. Plus they've come up with better plans now than they did back in the day. So, but yeah, I don't know if anyone has any questions, or are you struggling with anything when it comes to social media, or have any questions? I will say another thing I do is I direct video my customers and clients. I love talking on video with people. So the more comfortable you can get with doing that, the better, because that also helps with like confidence with talking on screen, hearing yourself on a video. That was so weird for me at first, was like listening to myself talk. And it is still sometimes weird when Andrew's playing my story. I'm like, I just don't want to listen to myself. But it used to be weird even listening to myself on team calls, and now it doesn't matter. So we all start somewhere. And again, if you have any other questions or think of anything after this, yeah, I hope that was helpful. You guys learned something. Is there anything else that I should touch on before I stop the recording? Lauren? How do I video message someone? Okay, here, actually, I'll go and share my screen really quick. Okay, so let's see. Okay, if you go on your Instagram, you go into your messages. Let's see. I'm going to do Gabby. Okay, so if right here, you go right here, you go to the camera, this is a team call tester. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Did you do it?
And then I just say allow replay. You can also type on here. So say like, you know, you don't say everything that you want to say. I'll just, you know, finish it or whatever. And then you just send, and then they can play the replay. And then it just goes directly to them. You can also do a group message if you want. But other than that, that's usually what I do. I don't ever really do group messages. I really just, it's nice because then I can just video them quickly. The kids are around. They see your life. Like they see that you're a human. It builds that trust with them and the connection, the one-on-one connection. And I mean, I do respond in like text form as well. But doing both and kind of going back and forth, I think it also is nice because people then are like, oh, like it's not just like a copy and paste. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's what we do, but I think sometimes people can get like that sense that that's kind of what people in MLMs do. And so I think it's kind of a breath of fresh air when, you know, yeah, it's so much easier. And I feel like I can just talk to them about so much more quicker. Yeah, that's it. On Instagram. Facebook video, I do the voice message. And that you can actually do a voice message and you can copy it and you can forward it to other people. So say you are doing like invite to a free group or something and you've talked to certain people, you can just make one and be like, hey, I know we've talked in the past. I have a free group coming up. Just wondering if it's still something you're interested in. If not, no worries. Just wanted to check in. And you can like forward it to a bunch of people. That is something I learned from Alexis Doss when she was here, but I had no idea it was possible. Yeah, good questions. I am going to stop the recording, but stay on for the post-call giveaway really quick. Thank you so much for being on live and for watching the recording, and we will see you next week at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.